Good morning, students. So today I will continue the poem March, last two stanzas. So in the spring season, the poet William Wordsworth, he was a romantic poet. He observed the nature. He was sitting near the lake. So in sunrise, he observed the cock is crowing and stream is flowing, and the grass field sleeps, and the water was glittering by the sunshine, and the oldest and youngest, that means all the peoples are doing hard work, and in that grass field the cattle are feeding, the cattle are grazing. There were 40 cattle, but looking like a one. That means they are completely involved in the taking the grass. See next stanza, third stanza. Like an army defeated, the writer tells it like this: like an army defeated, the snow had retreated. That means at the top of the hill, the snow has already covered. So he feels like the army defeated, the snow hath retreated. That means due to the snow, see the new word, retreated means go back. The soldiers are going to back to pavilion, and now doth fare ill. That means that portion was be unsuccessful. Fare ill means unsuccessful. On the top of the bare hill, the flow by is whooping Anand, Anand. That means at the top of the hill, the snow is covered. So he feels that the army is defeated and going to back, and the top of the hill is empty. Bare hill means empty. The open space on the top, the hill was empty. So at that time the flow boy means who was a boy who leads a horse that is pulling the flow. They are doing their work to make that land is fertilizer, to fertile by the sun. So the flow boy is whooping, he is telling loudly, Anand, Anand. That means as possible, as soon you have to finish the work, or do fastly, quickly. The flow boy is whooping loudly, he is telling, as soon as you finish that, do work very fast. Last para, see, I'll read. There is a joy in the mountains. There is joy in the mountains. There is a life in the fountains. There is life in the fountains. Small clouds are sailing. The small clouds are sailing. Blue sky prevailing. The rain is over and gone. The rain is over and gone. See children, there is a joy in the mountains. At the top of the mountain, there is a joy. Why? He will explain. There is a life in the fountains in the spring season. In the mountains, there is a natural springs of water. Thus, there is a spring of waters by naturally. That is the fountain means a natural spring of water. There is a life in the fountains. That means there is a falling of water. The spreading of water is there. Spreading. There is a life in the fountains. Small clouds are sailing. That means the clouds are floating on that. They are moving on the mountain and surrounded there. That is the sailing. The small clouds are sailing. They are coming and going there. Blue sky prevailing. Blue sky. That means the sky is blue. The prevailing means they are dominant. That means they are all covered by the blue sky, completely blue sky. The rain is over and gone. The rain is over and gone. That means the rain at the time of rain stops. After that time, that is the rain over and gone. That means the very silent, there is no rain. That is the rain is over and gone. It describes the nature. See children, the new words are here. Retreat means go back, fail, be unsuccessful, flow boy, a boy who leads a horse that is pulling the flow, hope, they make a loud cry, that means tell loudly, cry loudly, the fountain, that is a natural spring of water, and prevail means victory. Seen means the something spread about the to view, and Anand means soon, in a short time, soon comes very soon, as early possible. So, in this poem, I will read the summary of this poem. Listen carefully. The poem March is written by the William Wordsworth. He was a famous romantic poet. In this poem, the poet physically describes the beauty of the nature during the spring season. He describes the beauty of the nature, that is the spring season. That is in the month of March. The spring is a colorful season. The spring is a colorful season. I think you have seen. It brings the cheerful and new actively in all living things. It generates the energy, or it motivates to the new nature. In all living things, the world appears fresh, the nature appears fresh and beautiful and evokes a sort of new visions in all living beings. That means plants and animals. There the poet observes that the springtime, the cock crows early at sunshine, heralding a new and beautiful day. The streams nearby flowing lazily, that means it flowing slowly. As it is green and colorful over where the birds tweeting happily, sitting on the bush green trees. That means the nature completely green. The birds are very happy. The green fields appear to be sleeping in the warm sunny morning. At the sunny morning, The green field appears to be sleeping. After the long winter, the people of the village are working in their fields. The old and young together are at work with the other strong people of the villages. That means all the peoples are working. The cattle are grazing, and in the green field, very good grassland is there, grass is there. The cattle are grazing happily without even raising their heads. This appears like once all these heads are bent at they are grazing in uniform. That means all are grazing. There are 40, but we are observing one. The seasons on the land is melted in the warmy spring season. Only a little snow is left on the top of the base hills. The snow is compared to the defeated army which was returned to the humiliated far away from the battle. They are coming from the battle. The flow boy who is flowing the field is shouting Anand, Anand, sooner, sooner, joyfully. The mountain slopes are now filling up with the colorful plants. The mountain slopes are now filling with the colorful plants, a sight which brings joy to the eye. A sight which brings joy to the eye and mind of the observer. The spring following down the mountain slope are now alive with the water from the melting snow. That is the spring. The fountains are getting. Little clouds are floating about under the blue sky. The rain and the snow of the winter season is over and gone. This is over and gone, and the weather at springtime is pleasant and joyful. That means he explains the season, what he observed in that nature. So all these 4 stanzas explains what was the nature that time in the March, what he observed and expressed in the 4 stanzas. So children, read carefully, and I will send some questions, write the answers and send it to the 6th A and B English, that WhatsApp group only. Okay, thank you.